Great Day Live on WHAS 11 is sponsored by Attorney Mike Schaefer.
Well, take it from Ryan Lochte, who learned the all-important lesson, honesty is the best policy. Well, he learned that lesson the hard way. While we're at it, add that cooperating from the get-go will save you a lot of headache in the long run. That's true in many aspects of life, including when you're talking with your lawyer. Mike Schaefer is the lawyer who wrote the book. That's the book we're showing you right there, the Kentucky Accident Book, 7 potholes that can wreck your Kentucky accident case. And how are you this morning?
I'm doing great, Terry. How are you doing?
You and I have been talking about the various points in your book, and point 6 is about tell it all, brother.
Yeah, be honest with your attorney and tell them everything. It's amazing how many times I ask somebody, you know, if they've ever had a back injury before or if they've ever been in a car wreck before, and they say no. And then I start getting records from the insurance company who knows everything. They have systems that track it all down. And all of a sudden I found out 3 years ago they were in a car accident. And I asked my client about that, and they said, well, that was a long time ago. I didn't even think about that. But it's important to tell your attorney everything and anything and answer completely all the questions. So if I know there's something out there, I can react to it. If I don't know there's something out there, I can't do anything about it.
That's a bad surprise, and yeah, and then it can change the direction of what you're trying to do. You're obviously trying to help your client, and they must be forthcoming about everything. Sometimes there are embarrassing things in people's past too. They may have been at some place, somebody was arrested with marijuana or whatever. There could be anything, and they think it's irrelevant, has nothing to do with it. But you say, tell me.
Tell me all about it. That way I know it's there. I can make the appropriate motions in court to keep it out of evidence if it's not appropriate. Like a marijuana charge, you might think, oh, if I get the question asked in court, I'm going to talk about it. Well, that's not something that would be admissible in court, and a jury would be able to know about. So if I know beforehand, one, I can advise you on that, and second, I can make the appropriate motions so that the other attorney can't ask you those questions.
All right, the word cooperation we've used here too. Why is it someone wouldn't fully cooperate?
That, I don't know. I think there's a mistrust for attorneys, even your own attorney. I think it's maybe a natural thing, like that you don't think that things are important, so you don't tell them. Like me, I got a little bit of a cold. I should probably be going to the doctor today. And you might not think that going to your family doctor and a cold would be something your accident attorney needs to know about. But in that situation, if I go in and say my back was aching a little bit from this cold, that may be put in the records, and I would need to know about that so that I can address that in your settlement brochure with the jury when the time comes.
It's good to remind people too that when you are talking with a lawyer, it is a private conversation. That there's a privilege that goes along with that too, and people think, well, it's like a poker game. I'm not going to show him all my cards, when they should show you all their cards, because you're not going to tell anybody anything that can hurt them.
That is exactly it. The 4 walls are very important. Anything that is told me, attorney-client privilege is just like talking to your priest or your psychiatrist. Those things are privileged, and they cannot be repeated to somebody else without your permission.
And so in order for a lawyer to do the best job that he can for his man or woman client, they just need to tell everything and then let you decide, cherry pick what is of value in that particular case.
That is correct. Be complete and tell everything. You know, and sometimes it's thinking, you know, about things a little bit down the road, and if you don't say something immediately, you know, the next day you think about it. Oh, I forgot about this fall I had 13 years ago.
Call them again.
Call me and let me know.
All right, Mike, good to see you again.
Great to see you too, Terry.
I hope I told you everything I know. It felt that way,
I
right?
think that's going to be tough with you, Terry.
You can get more information from Mike and his law firm. It's the Schaefer Law Office. Call 584-9511. You can go online to MikeSchaeferLaw.com. Tell it all, brother.